When we lend money to a law firm, we're using their case inventory as collateral. We suggest that law firms and lawyers put estimated values and timing on their cases. Now, again, it depends on the kind of practice you have. If you have a high volume, lower value motor vehicle accident practice and that's all you do, you could use historical statistical information and say your average case settles for X, your average fee is Y, and it resolves in Z number of months, whatever it may be, and apply that to your current number of cases. And you can extrapolate that out. If your case is resolved in less than a year, if you have 500 cases and we want to see what you're going to do over the next 3 years, we could presume if you're going to continue doing what you're doing, you'll have 1,500 cases and figure out the revenue projections from there. It's also important to note what your success rate is, right? Traditional banks don't like lending money to companies with irregular cash flow. They believe it equates to an actual credit risk. But quality lawyers who work on quality cases are successful well over 95% of the time. And if that's the case with you, the listeners today, make sure you bring that to the surface. You're going to resolve over 95% of your cases successfully. Also, separate out your case costs from your fees. Case costs come out of your client's share of the settlement, not out of your law firm's revenue. So it's a minor point, but it makes a big difference in terms of your borrowing capabilities. So in terms of the strong pipeline, how do you demonstrate that? Come up with projected values, timing, how much you have out in case costs today, and how much more you're projecting to spend in case costs on your current docket over the next 3 years. That's your snapshot and the value, the revenue you're going to generate, and the case cost you're going to recoup in the next 36 months. Seth, what do you want to add?
What we've seen is that, it's been over the last, 10 months, what we've been noticing is that the referral firms very often have been hit hardest. The digital play has continued to work, TVs continue to work, but people that were counting on those, on deal flow through referrals have definitely taken a hit comparatively. People just aren't out networking and seeing those people in the communities. So, it's been an interesting period where, thankfully being in the digital space, it's been a time when there have been so many eyeballs on there and so much opportunity. Google's had new products out there. But I'm curious to know, I'm going to throw this back at you, Ari. During this time, it has been an interesting ebb and flow where people who had consistent referral pipelines, those have been more tenuous, and people with digital has gotten stronger. Is that something you've had to sort of tweak when you're sort of figuring out what is, what the next year is going to look like?
Absolutely. And especially if a law firm is relying on one or very few referral sources. If one of those dries up, that will have a drastic impact on the future revenue of the firm. So we do take that into account.